Thank you for submitting your work earlier this week. I've made this video because you need a little bit of help with the questions that I set you. So make sure that you have your purple pen in your hand and you're ready to pause the video to make any notes on your own test questions in your book where you originally answered them. If you're still not understanding it after you watch this video, please email me back so I can talk you through it on Teams. So question 1 says, find B. Give a reason for your answer. So there's a red herring. In fact, there's a couple of red herrings in here that are designed to throw you off. First of all, A is not helpful, and nor is 52 degrees. What matters is I'm looking at B. I can see I've got parallel lines, so I'm thinking F's and Z's. And I'm looking at 128 degrees, and I think they look like they're the same size. So that's why I've drawn a highlighter over B and 128. And what shape can you see with the B and the 128 here? Hopefully you can see there's like an F shape. And if you have an F, you think corresponding angles are equal. So B is 128 degrees because corresponding angles are equal. You actually could have done it a different way, using the two that I've crossed out and then using angles on a straight line, but this is the most efficient way. Just to be really clear about how you could have done it as well. You could have said, A looks like it's the same size as 52 degrees. I can see there's a Z there. Z's alternate angles are equal, so A is 52 degrees. And then you could have said these two here are on a straight line, and so B is equal to 180 minus 52, which is 128 degrees. You can see why the first method is better than the second method, is because you don't need to do any calculations. If you spot that B and 128 are corresponding. So that is why I would recommend not doing it that way, doing it the way that I showed you first time round, where you notice the F. So make any purple pen notes that you need to. Pause the video if you need more time to do that, and then press play when you're ready for me to go through number 2. So number 2 says find D. Give a reason for your answer. So again, the most efficient method doesn't involve the 150 or the C. They're red herrings. Now the reason for that is I'm looking at D. I can see I've got parallel lines, and D looks like it's the same size as 30. What shape have I created here? I've created a Z. So parallel lines, F's and Z's. F's corresponding angles are equal. Z's alternate angles are equal. This angle here is the same as this angle here. So D equals 30 degrees because alternate angles are equal. That is the most efficient method for finding this out, guys. If you didn't do it that way, I want you to make sure you've made some purple pen notes on your questions. I'm going to show you the other way of doing it, just in case you did it that way, so that you know whether your thinking was correct. But it won't be as efficient as the way that I just showed you. The other way is saying, well, C looks like it's the same size as 150, and you can see that's an F shape. Which means C is the same size as 150 because it's corresponding. Then you say C and D are on a straight line. Angles on a straight line add up to 180. So D equals 180 minus C, which is 150. And so D equals 30 degrees. It's the same answer as you got before, but it's far less efficient, which is why I'm recommending you doing the first way, where you get alternate angles with the 30 degrees. So now that you've made your purple pen notes, I'd like you to take a photo of them, send me them back by email so that I can see that you've learned from your mistakes. And if you have any more questions, please just email me.